Hello.
What's up, Sam?
A little busy. How are you?
Same. I just
Busy?
ate.
Yep.
Just ate my lunch, and I think I ate it so fast I got a stomach ache because I was trying to cram it in before this meeting. So all good.
Hopefully this won't take too long. Letty had a doctor's appointment today, so I had
Yep.
already gone over all of this with her this morning, and that went pretty well and pretty quick. So fingers crossed. I don't plan to keep everyone till 4 or 3 if you're in the central time zone. Okay, who do we have? Okay. We'll give it a few more minutes. Because I'd really, really like it if Patty would join us. Because then that's at least all the CCRs. But we shall see.
Eva, how are you?
You're muted, Eva.
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Yeah, it's like the beginning of the year, like rat race as always.
Of course. All over the place.
Yeah. Jeffers, what's up with you? Was he like running to Gary to get Patty or what? Hey, there he is. Mike, how's it going?
Oh, good.
Good.
There's Patty. Yay, we have all our CCRs. Patty, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I won't be able
Okay.
to stay. I gotta go teach my class. So just pop it in. Maria is gonna join the meeting so she could take notes.
Okay, then I'll wait for Maria and then we'll get started. I am also recording this, and since I'm not showing any student data, I don't have to like edit it or anything crazy like that. So as soon as I've got it downloaded, I'll attach it to an email and send it out.
Okay, thank you.
Of course.
All right. See you later.
See ya. Hi, Maria.
Hi, I didn't notice my mic was off.
Oh, good. Okay, so we'll get started because I don't want to take up everybody's time. I know it's precious and everybody's a little crazy, a little busy right now. Letty will not be joining us, just for your knowledge, Maria. She had a doctor's appointment today that obviously she can't miss. So I went over everything with her this morning and it went pretty well. It sounds like you guys all have the information ready to go. It's just now getting it communicated because, well, let's jump into it. So our certifications. The real answer to credits is some of them are a very hard and fast, yes, this is what this counts for, which is what I knew to use. The ones that aren't publicly available, which I'll show you where I go for this information in just a minute. For any of the ones that are not, it's all based on what the provider teaches. So that's fun. That was great to figure out at the very end of last year, quite literally the day before our last day of the term of the year. But we're working on it. Well, so this meeting is to go over a slightly new process. All it is what the information that you should already have and getting it to me so that I can try and figure out which credits we can actually award. Is that fair? Hi, Dr. Anderson. I am recording this, so if there's anything important that I missed or don't go back over, the recording will be sent out right after this meeting. And with that, I'm going to share the screen. So This is obviously a spot that everyone should be familiar with at this point. You click on here, it brings up your certification list, which I have on the wrong screen. If this shouldn't be new knowledge, but just in case, the certification name, it's like the actual certification that gets handed to students, has to be the ones that are on this list, specifically with whatever the certification is. And it has to be issued by whatever this issuing organization says. So, I'm gonna make up something. If we did the welder certification here, and it was AMS instead of AWS, some other organization was doing it, we can't use it. It does not count. If it is AWS, but it's from the, I don't know, my brain is not working very well with these examples, but a African Welding Society, it can't count. So that's where we do need to pay a little bit of attention to. And of course, the exams. Some of them have it listed. I should have made notes of what I said this morning and where I looked. Sorry about that. But like when it says like must pass the core and an additional exam, right? We need to pay attention to those things. Again, none of that should be new in theory, but I wanted to say it just in case. This year they did add a nice little Ivy Tech course. So if you have students that are taking it with Ivy Tech for college credit, they can also get these awarded. And it's laid out nice and easy for everyone. Okay. So looking at this, we need to make sure that this is the same and this is the same, and students are taking whatever exams are necessary for the certification itself. That's step one. Step two then is where I come in. If it is the same as, if the provider is the exact same as, not the instructor, the provider is exact same as the one for the Indie network, then we will just use whatever that they have. But it has to be the same provider. If it's not the same provider, we can't guarantee that it's the same material being taught, and we can't guarantee that it's the same credits then. Does that make sense?
You said it has
Okay.
to be the same. Sam, you said it has to be the same provider as Indy.
It doesn't have to be the same provider, but if it is the same provider, then we will definitely use whatever they have.
Okay.
So these are the easy, yes, that is that credit situation. If it's a different provider, same certification, then we have to figure out what it is that they're actually teaching. That's all. That's the main difference. And that's where it can get really, really confusing really, really fast, especially for someone like me. Okay, I'm still sharing my screen, yeah? Yeah. So this is how I know to go and look. These are your definite, this counts as this. You have your next level programs of study. I can link all of this if everyone is interested in it. Otherwise, you don't really need it. I'll just show you what I do. Or you can look it up yourself. Unfortunately, they don't. DOE is not fantastic at their linking of things on pages that make sense. So if you want the link, I can definitely send it to you. Otherwise, you might need to do some digging. This is all I do. I go to next level programs of study. This NLPS review document, if I open it up, looks like this. And earlier I was using CNA as an example. Let me type up the whole thing. Certified nursing aid. If it is in the promoted certifications, this very specific box, it can't be anywhere else. If it is here, we can count whatever that credit is. So if I scroll up, this is how it's set up. It has the name of the credit at the top. Not even the credit necessarily, because some of these don't match up to DOE's stuff. This is just department, oh gosh, DWD. This is what they've coined it. If that has a DOE high school course equivalent, usually they're the same, but not always. So this is what DWD calls it. Here is the high school course code if it's applicable. This also has to do with CTE. I don't want to go into detail with that, but when when and if we start digging into CTE courses and how that applies to box 3, we can get there. But for the purposes of this meeting, I'm not going to go there. That's what all of this is for, though, these credits. So this is the course code. That's the number. I go and look into the course catalog and I can find it, right? Then if, like I said, it has to be in this promoted certification spot right here. Otherwise, I don't know which credits to award. That's when we get the ambiguity of what does the provider actually teach. The reason that this only applies to certifications is not this. Is our dual credits have a different thing entirely, which I don't have opened up. Why don't I have this open up? Oh, wait, yes, I do. It's just a Excel spreadsheet. So for dual credit, it's much simpler. There's which campus is teaching it. What do they call it at the college? And then guess what? Here's the high school course. So this whole ambiguity only applies to our certification classes. Okay. Again, this is our recording. I'm sorry, I know I'm going fast. Any questions so far? Awesome. So this is, I'm trying to wrap it up real fast here. I've made this little form to make it a little easier to collect this data, and so that it's not like an email back and forth situation trying to figure out who's got what. And if you left out like the provider name, then I don't need to go and ask you for that. It's just all right here, all required. It will automatically record your email, but I want your name as well, just in case some weird stuff happens. The certification name according to DOE, I highly recommend having, not that. This up while you're going through this. So column A has your certification names. As I said right here, just use the name that's in column A. The certification name according to the provider. If it's different. If it's not, just leave it blank. And then is the certification being issued by the organization that is in column C? Yes, no, or unsure. And I made sure that it goes to different spots. If it's a yes, it's going to continue normal. I'll show you that in a minute. If it's no, it'll already tell you that it doesn't meet DOE criteria. Don't need to worry about it anymore. If it's unsure, it's going to say, hey, you have some more homework. Talk to your provider. If you say yes or unsure, and then next to the homework, it'll go to the next set, which is just the provider information. What is the company or the organization of the provider? A URL would be nice. That way, if I need to do some extra digging, I can do it without having to bug you too much, which is why I asked for it. The name of your contact, this is more for the benefit of if we have somebody leave, right? We want all of this gathered together rather than, oh, guess what, new person, you get to come in and do all of this research all over again. Have fun. But it is here also in case if I need to do some more digging, right? Ask the provider a very specific question. So this is the name of your contact, the director of the organization, the teacher of the class, whatever you want to put there, whoever you talk to. Contact information, email or phone number, or both, whatever's good. This is where I might need to ask for more details later on. The description. What do they cover? Be as detailed as humanly possible. If they have it completely laid out on their website, fantastic. You can copy and paste, no problem. If not, you might need to ask the provider to write something up in an email or a letter, something. Because then the next step will be for me and Chris and maybe somebody else, depending on how busy Chris is or how he wants to allot time spent on this. We'll look through, okay, this course meets this standards, this course does this, that kind of stuff, right? Figuring out which credit really maps to it. This is the last part. If there are any tests to pass, it's important that they are passing the test. If it's just a class, then we need to figure out a workaround. And that's the only reason why I ask if they have to take the test with the provider and if they need to pass with the test with the DOE, since those are technically two separate things. The last one is the Indie Network. Like I said, if it's the same provider, we'll just use whatever they have for that provider, for that certification. So my little example is welding, just because welding there are a ton of different credits that you can get for welding, but not all of them are going to be for any specific provider, right? They all go over different things. It might be the principles of welding technology, in which case we'll look at down here. We might look at the standards in a separate part of the DOE website. There's more that goes into this than just this counts as this. I guess that's what I'm really trying to get at. So we've got like principles of welding technology, but it could also be, or it could be completely different and not include any of this, have shielded metal arc welding, right? There's different pieces and it's just figuring out which one meets what. And that's it. I try to be as fast as humanly possible without going crazy with it. Does any of that sound unreasonable, crazy? I need to explain again. Questions?
I got a few, Sam.
Okay.
So this is, I'm thinking right away to the community health worker certification, like last year. And we knew last year that, well, we thought it was going to have credits and it ended up not, but students can still take the certification. This part is just,
Yes.
they're not going to get credit. So if they need direct electives, that would impact them. But if we know they got enough direct electives, then necessarily the credits aren't as important, unless we want them to have those on their transcripts.
Correct.
But that's what so it's still possible and okay that we have certifications that don't give credits,
Yes,
as long as they meet the right
ideally we'll find
certification.
something for
Yeah.
them, even if it's just one credit, right?
Yeah,
Because
and
it
the
doesn't
other,
really suck to take a certification or dual credit or anything else and not have credits. I feel so bad about that for last year, but this is all like completely
Well,
new to
right,
me.
it does stink, but at the same time, usually our credits, our direct elective credits are earned with like
Yes.
senior seminar. So we can get those caught up. And sometimes I don't think that's as huge as it is getting them a certification that they can
Yeah.
get through and that they want to do. But in line with that, when the grade that they get, so if there are credits assigned to it, I know at least here in South Bend, we've always done 75%. Because like,
Yep.
when we do IV Tech, they don't get credits from IV Tech for welding, but they get a certificate that says they completed the introduction to welding program. But we don't do pass or fail, so it's 75. Is there a way that we can change that to reflect maybe a higher grade or something? Because some students, if they have a good GPA and then they do the certification,
Yeah.
2 C's or whatever would drop could potentially lower their GPA.
I don't have a good answer for that because that's more on Kim's side, just because yes, ideally will not take pass or fail. Not pass or fail. They won't take passing as a grade.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I wish they would because it just makes sense, but Unfortunately, that's not a me thing. I can talk to Kim more about it though,
Okay.
even if it's just specific to certifications.
All
I'll
right.
see what she has to say. Good question though.
Do you know if they were able to, are we gonna award credits for community health worker or no? This year?
We can look into it. I'm not sure.
Oh. I didn't know if
Part
they
of the
already
wonderful
knew, 'cause I think,
ambiguity.
yeah, I think Indy was working on it last year or something, because they don't award credits either, but.
Yes,
Let's see.
the little bit that I knew from the conversation I had, literally the day before the end of the school year, I talked with Stacy Haskins. She's kind of sort of me down there, kind of sort of not. Yeah, Eva, I'm sure you've talked to her plenty, so you know who I'm talking about. For anybody who doesn't though, she deals a lot with the system admin side of things. She's the one who puts in schedules. She does that kind of stuff. The parts that she doesn't do are obviously all state reporting. She doesn't do anything with curriculum. She's just told what to put in and she puts it in basically. So when I had this meeting with her, the little bit that we talked about for community health worker was that, yeah, they didn't know either. They hadn't decided on which credits they're going to use. And again, it's specific to the provider. So if we're using the
Yeah.
same one, yeah, we'll
Yeah,
work
we
with
are.
whatever they've got. Perfect. Then that'll make it easy. I just have to talk to
I
Stacy.
think it's the same provider. There's only 2 in the state right now for it.
That makes it easy as well. It's just things to figure out, so much ambiguity about what it counts as, because it can count as a lot of things.
Right.
Not fun. My brain goes, I don't like this. And I will not make those calls on my own. I don't know if
Mhm.
Chris is going to want to just make the calls on his own, because he actually has a background in teaching, whereas I obviously do not. Or if he's going to want to grab in directors, or how that's going to work. We haven't talked about that part yet. I wanted to
Yeah.
get the information first so we can really dig into what this is going to look like after. But I definitely need all of that information to make that kind of a call.
Oh, sure.
Well, I'll say this, when we were
Yeah.
looking for credits, me and Indy, I was working with Miriam and Indy for ETC. We kind of went back and forth. I
Yeah.
sent her the course catalog and told her what we were talking about
Yeah.
in the class, and we were able to figure out. She told me to go through. I already know where to go through and find what credits applies based on what I teach. So if we can, I guess if it's somebody working with the person who's over curriculum.
Yes. Which at this point is officially
Nobody.
Chris. Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
that's great. Okay,
I do not want to make those calls.
okay.
The only ones I will make are the ones that are in that NLPS document, because I can be like, yes, that does count, right? That's a very direct, it's listed, it's public. There's nothing hiding. There's no ambiguity about it. It is that. And I'm like, yes, I got you. But yes, I don't think any of this is new for you to have to go and find or figure out. It is quite literally just get that information to me so I can work with whomever we're going to work with to figure out the credits. That's it. Awesome. Okay, if there aren't any more questions, I will let you guys go. Ooh, 25 minutes. I'll fill out. I will send out that email. Timeline for our certifications. Is anybody doing certifications for term 1? Maria, I know that Gary is. Eva, you are. Okay, so everybody is.
Yeah.
Could we get at least whatever certifications you're doing for term 1 or during term 1 on the form, all that information? Like next Friday? Is that too soon? Do we want a little bit longer time frame? I don't know how many you guys are running right now, so.
What was your question?
Just for certifications for term 1, if we can get all of those onto this form. If I set the deadline just for term one, anything later we can deal with later, but term one credits, certifications, that kind of stuff. If we can get the form filled out by next Friday, is that going to be too short? Or too short of a time span?
It should be
Even if-
okay.
Okay, awesome.
Well, even for the certifications we've already used in the past, we're gonna submit those on here too.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Okay,
Um,
where's this link?
I'm going to send it
Send it right
via email
after.
with the
Okay.
with this recording.
Okay.
Are the certifications in Synergy to put them on their schedules now or no?
So because of the way that we're doing these other things, right, trying to make period 7 onward basically the same process, all you're going to do until they are done is put in that cert section, and it's in there now for everyone. It is period 9.
Oh, so they have a
And-
certification will be period 9, and then once they complete it, we'll put the class in. Gotcha.
That also gives me a little bit of time to figure out which credits are actually going to be for what certification. So it actually has a double benefit there.
Okay.
And then it'll work exactly like courseware. We'll just post early. If they end early, we'll post whenever they're done.
Okay.
And if it's a term class, Eva, I don't know, are you doing ETC in person again? Okay. So for that one, I will make an actual class just because.
Well, actually, it's virtual. Right now it's virtual.
Okay. When you do it in person next, we'll put that as a regular class. We won't do cert.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions?
I have a question. If we have 2 students who are waiting to take their CNA test, do we still keep them open under 9?
Are these have completed the class and just, are they studying for the test? Are we keeping track of any of that? Is there
They're
any
studying
attendance
for-
for us to take?
They're studying for the test.
Okay, are they coming in person or is somebody checking in with them weekly?
Somebody's checking with them weekly.
Okay, then yeah, I would put them under search for now, and then actually, no, hold on. In that instance, because in theory, we already have the grade for that, right?
I'm
the
not
test
sure. I have to
class.
check.
Okay. If they don't have the grade, put them into cert. If they do have the grade, I'd put them into test, right? Because they're actively studying, they're engaged. We are making sure that they are on top of it. Because we don't need to do any credits for tests, but we still can say, yes, they are actively engaged, academically engaged. Can take attendance that way. Does that answer your question? Does that make sense?
My computer's breaking up, so
Oh,
I
sorry.
couldn't hear you. So that's okay. I'm having issues with my computer.
Okay. I was just saying that if they do not have a grade yet, right, they haven't earned the credits that would be associated with the class, put them into cert, period 9. If they are done with the class and just studying for the test, no more change in their grade, put them into test, because they don't need a credit then. It's just they're academically engaged. We're checking in on them. Maria, did you get all that?
I think so, yes.
Okay. I can also type it out if need be.
So that kind of leads to a question for me then. So I have 5 students that the only thing they need is their certification, and they're doing the community health worker, which starts on September 5th.
Okay.
I did put them in the period 7 at the start of the year, and they haven't been in the building per se. Some of them haven't, and there's one that's been in the building, but one of the requirements to take the the community health worker certification is they have to write a short paragraph about why they want to do that, and then, you know, do the application online. I can document that's what they did and take attendance for that date, right?
Mhm.
In period 7, and then just when they start the certification, drop period 7 and move it to period 9.
Oh, you're using the courseware for them?
No.
What are you using in period? Oh, that, no.
So we,
What are you
because, huh?
What are you using? For
Period
attendance.
7. Yeah, because these students don't have any other classes, they just needed the certification, but knowing it wasn't gonna start till September 5th. I still started on the 14th because of the application process. And that's what I took attendance on, is if they, you know, followed through with the application process in their paragraph. So I think the first week shows they were absent. The second week, last week, shows they were present for period
Okay.
7. But I would go and put period 9 for the 5th then, right? Starting September 5th.
Yes.
I don't know. It's weird.
It is a little weird. Yes, yes. And some of this is just, we're trying some things and I don't know how well they're going to work. We might tweak them. This is where
Yeah. Is this maybe
period
more of
7
a
and
Kim
onward.
question?
Sorry.
Is it more of a Kim question, maybe?
No, I know that we can take attendance. It's just, where do we want to take that attendance is that one's not so cut and dry, obviously.
Yeah, because we'll just take it during period 9 every week, right?
Mhm.
The week of their certification. Okay.
Yep. And that's just a quick, if you're not actively seeing them, hey, did you go to class? How you doing? Or whoever the instructor is, hey, did so and so make it to class? How they doing?
Yeah. Okay.
No change there. It's just, which period do we want? Period
Or
9, definitely when they start the actual certification.
or just period 9 to start for the term.
For
Um,
when they start the
class.
certification.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep. So it may be a period 7, then a period 9.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm almost tempted to make the I'll call it the pre-work, right? The application for it, an IS, an independent study, because that is essentially what it is. It's just there's no grade with it. You're working with
Yeah.
them actively. I don't know. That one I'm open on. Does anybody have any thoughts on that? Okay. We'll leave it as is this time, but next time remind me just to put in an independent study with you or with whoever is working with the students. Just for that pre-part, because it's not technically a part of the certification, but it's not not courseware, it's just a weird one.
Yeah. I won't remember. Hopefully you will.
I will if you tell me that, hey, we're doing pre-certification stuff.
I'll try.
Fair enough. Okay, any more questions? Woot woot, we're done. That's all. Relatively painless. Only half an hour. Woo! I feel accomplished.
Okay. Thank you. Have a good
I'll send you
one.
all the email after.
All right.
right.
Good job, Sam. Thank
Thanks.
you. Bye,
Bye-bye.
guys.
Bye.